Here in the Athens-Clarke County Courthouse, there's a special program underway that's saving taxpayer money and reducing the population of our jail. But most importantly, this program is saving lives and keeping families together. Let's take a closer look at accountability courts in Athens-Clarke County.
Hi, I'm Lawton Stevens, Superior Court Judge of the Western Circuit, and I've been on the bench for 25 years. An accountability court essentially is a court which attacks the underlying cause of criminal activity rather than just punishing behavior.
I'm Jason Deal. I'm a Superior Court Judge in the Northeastern Judicial Circuit. I also serve as the Chairman of the Council of Accountability Court Judges of Georgia. Statutorily, an accountability court is a drug court, a mental health court, a veterans court, a family treatment court, or a DUI court. What it really means is an accountability court is a court that incorporates the legal side of issues along with treatment of addiction or mental health.
I'm David Sweat, and I am one of the judges of the Superior Courts in the Western Circuit, which is Athens, Clarke, and Oconee counties. Accountability court is not a regular court, but it is a collaborative court where the prosecution and the defense, the probation officers, the treatment providers sit down with the judge and review the individual to see what steps need to be taken to ensure that that individual is on a path that is crime-free and that is moving toward establishing a healthy lifestyle and a positive role in the community.
My name is Dexter, and I am a graduate of the Veterans Court program here in Athens, Georgia. For 35 plus years, I was addicted to drugs and alcohol. For 15 plus of those years, I was homeless. I've been to the point to where I've slept in abandoned cars and houses. I've eaten out of dumpsters. I have been incarcerated over 40 times. I've been arrested over 40 times. I've been to prison 5 times. I've been shot 4 times. All this was based on choices that I made. And my last arrest, which occurred here in Athens, Georgia, I could feel a change, coming inside of me, saying that, okay, either you're gonna live like this or you're gonna die like this. You gotta make a choice of what you want to do with your life. And through a series of blessings, I was introduced to Veterans Court. Veterans Court has basically, what it has done, it has given me my life back. I didn't have a driver's license. Some of the things that Veterans Court has really blessed me with. I haven't had a driver's license since the year 2002. I now have a driver's license. I own a car. I'm no longer homeless. I live in an apartment now where I've been there 2 years. I have a job where I've been given 2 promotions. I've just recently got married. And my first child will be here December the 25th. And I can't begin to explain how Veterans Court has turned my life around. I do a lot of volunteer work at homeless shelters now. I'm on the leadership board at my church. And also, starting December of this year, they're gonna allow me to go back to the jail to actually do Bible studies and tell my life story. I'm on a path now to where I want to give back what was given to me. I want to show people that you can come out of addiction, you can come out of alcoholism, and there is a better way to live. I would definitely recommend this program to someone if they're willing to put in the work for it. It's not an easy program, I'll tell you that much. It's not easy, but it is so rewarding.
Accountability courts, like drug courts, are not easy. In order to complete a drug court program, a person has to be in treatment for 18 to 24 months. They're required to call a screen line every day to find out if they have to provide a drug screen. They're randomly screened 3 to 4 times a week to start off with. They're required to have employment, to go to counseling, and they have to respond to the judge. So at least twice a month, that person is coming before the judge to explain their behavior. And if they don't do what they're supposed to do, there are consequences. They're held accountable. So if you miss a drug screen, there's a consequence. It could be community service, it could be some time in jail, but there is a consequence. If you do what you're supposed to do, not only are you recovering from your addiction, but you also are earning praise in the court and changing the projection of your life.
This program is much more difficult than just standard probation. In fact, I tell my participants every time I see them, this is not the easy path. This is not the path of least resistance. You hear horror stories of people at the jail saying, you don't want to be in drug court because they are holding you accountable. You got screens, you got meeting with the judge, you got counseling sessions, you got AA meetings. But for the people that are sincere and want to change their lives, it's perfect for those kind of people.
Hi, I'm Amanda. I'm a participant in felony drug court. I came to be in felony drug court after committing several crimes. Addiction had been a part of my life for about 15 years before I finally it caught up with me as far as the criminal aspect. And within, I think, 6 months, I was arrested 7 times. And my attorney at that point said, I think it's time to do something extreme. Felony drug court is definitely the most difficult thing I've done in my life. We're accountable for everything from calling in daily for a drug screen, showing up at certain times, going to group 3 times a week when you first start, checking in with our coordinator. And I'd never really been held accountable for anything in my life. And felony drug court didn't care that I come from a good family, that I have a college degree, that I've had great jobs in the past. I was treated as the true addict that I was. Since felony drug court, not only have I kept the same job, I'm on time. I've been promoted 3 times since I've gotten this job. And just today, my boss was telling me how he hears fantastic things about my work ethic. My daily activities today include, the first thing I do every morning is make my bed, and I'm really big about that. Felony drug court has taught me the importance of a routine and how making my bed, if I can accomplish this one small thing at the beginning of the day, my day is full of possibilities. I think the most important thing, the thing that I value most out of this experience with felony drug court is the reconnection with my family. Before I started the program, I pretty much lost all contact with my brother and his wife and kids. My parents, it was spotty at best. They didn't know all the details, but they knew that something was terribly wrong and they wanted to help. I think this program, seeing me go through this program, they've learned that all they can do is try to support me. They can't help, they can't will me to change. And slowly but surely, I have started gaining trust back. I gained trust back with my family. I remember the first time my parents told me where the spare key was to their house. I remember the first time my mom, when I called, she confided in me a couple weeks later that was actually, she was excited when I would call. She knew I wasn't calling to ask for money or to call her from jail, bail me out of jail. Today, I'm able to be a good aunt to my nephews and nieces. We get to Snapchat back and forth all the time. I get to make it to their cross-country games and their football games and their swim meets. It's an amazing opportunity to be able to reconnect with family and to have my mom hug me and cry in my ear and say, "I'm proud of you, Amanda."
Accountability courts benefit the community not just by the changes in the lives of the individuals, but in tremendous savings.
Well, in 2011, Georgia had 4,500 state inmates housed in county lockup facilities at great cost to the counties and at great cost to the state. After about 3 years of the implementation of the accountability courts, those 4,500 people disappeared. And that saved almost $13 million for the Department of Corrections. Essentially, across the board, people who've been through an accountability court are 65% less likely to reoffend than those who have not.
Well, the cost to keep someone in a local jail is about $40 to $50 a day, and to keep someone in the state prison system for a year is about $18,000 currently. We found that accountability courts like drug courts are much more cost effective. They cost much less than that, and the results are much better. The chances of someone who graduates from an accountability court returning to prison are much less than someone who spends time in the prison system.
Not only do accountability courts save money and protect public safety, but they also save lives, and that's more important than anything, because we're making people who are maybe habitual criminals, who have an addiction issue, we're giving them the tools so that they can succeed in society.
My name is Josh, and I'm a participant in Family Treatment Court. When I entered the program, I wasn't exactly sure what to expect. They do hold you to a high standard of accountability. Each morning I wake up, I call a hotline number to see if I need to be drug tested or not for that day. Twice a week I go to peer counseling for help with drug and alcohol abuse. Once a month I speak with a one-on-one therapist, and every other week we meet with our judge. It's basically a review of since the last time we all met together. If you've been doing what you're supposed to, you receive a reward. If you haven't, you receive a sanction. They ask a lot of you from this program, but if you give yourself to it and come to it with an open mind, it's very rewarding. I did volunteer to come into Family Treatment Court when I heard about the program. It offered a lot of assistance and things it would take in order for me to get my daughter back. My daughter is my only focus in life, and I knew I needed some help with some issues. For me, it was drugs and alcohol, and providing a stable environment for my child. They get you all the help you need. There's a great team of people to help you through each step as you progress through this program. And again, I'm just very, very grateful that it exists. Joining Family Treatment Court is one of the best decisions I've ever made.
Hi, I'm Nicole, and I'm a participant in Family Treatment Court. Family Treatment Court and DFACS offered me a case plan to where as long as I followed the case plan that they expected me to do, then I would not lose my kids. And if I did anything wrong to jeopardize the case plan, then they would have taken my kids into foster care. In the beginning, I thought it was going to be easy, but it is not easy, because you have to call every day to see if you have to screen. And in the beginning, I had to do classes Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of every week, and sometimes Tuesday and Thursdays. And then in the beginning as well, I was screening every day just to make sure that I wasn't coming up positive for drugs. Another thing that they do is they send out surveillance officers to your house to check and make sure everything's okay. They stay on you to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing to get your kids back if you lost your kids, or if you still have your kids, they want to make sure you keep your kids. Family Treatment Court has given me a second chance to be a better mother for my children. The best thing is that my 13-year-old is actually able to be a child now instead of being a parent.
Accountability courts are really a big benefit to judges because we have to see those individuals less frequently. But I think the bigger thing is the satisfaction as the judge receives from seeing individuals do well and having another resource other than just sending people to jail, sending people to prison. It really makes our work more satisfying.
Having the option of having someone go into the accountability courts is a great tool for judges. I think it's just something that is the best thing that I do as a judge. I was initially skeptical about accountability courts, that maybe judges were just going to be glorified probation officers. But I've really learned a lot about addiction. I've learned a lot about the struggle that these people go through. And it really is. It's the best part of my job as a judge, is being an accountability court judge.
Judge Stevens is fantastic. He has a great manner, and today you could not convince me otherwise that he doesn't truly care about me and my success in this program and in life. He does things like take notes, and he'll remember things when from 6 months ago, he'll say, "Hey, Amanda, how was that basketball game you went to?" So I truly believe that Judge Stevens cares.
Getting to know Judge Shearer is very good as well. She pulls for us as if she's family, and that to me means a great deal. And just to get to know her has made a great impact on me as well.
When I meet with Judge Shearer, she is very encouraging to me. She says encouraging words all the time. She praises me when I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
When I first met Judge Haggard, I was fearful because I have appeared before Judge Haggard on many situations, and this time it was in an environment where he was helping me, and I've come to have a lot of respect for Judge Haggard. I actually love the man. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's very supportive of us veterans. It's of course he has to if any of us step out of line and not do the right things. He's there as a judge, but also he's there as a person to strengthen us and encourage us and say, hey, you can do this.
Well, nationally, studies have shown that accountability courts are successful in reducing recidivism and decreasing interaction in the criminal justice system. I think more so we've seen here in Georgia and on a local level that accountability courts are successful. I know personally I believe in drug courts because I've seen them work. I've seen the individuals who have gotten their lives back together, who've gotten their children back, who have got a job, who are paying taxes and are becoming law-abiding citizens. And that's what we really want to see.
Today I can say honestly that the person that I am now, come from my participation in Veterans Court. It gave me a second chance on life.
Drug courts work, accountability courts work, veterans courts work. So we should do what works and get rid of what doesn't. And that's why we should expand the accountability courts all over the place.
I think that without felony drug court, I would be dead today. They were there to believe in me when I couldn't believe in myself. And I'm forever grateful for that.
We want to see more accountability courts in more communities because they make such a positive improvement, and that is a way that we can see the courts actually making our communities better.
My accountability court has changed my behavior, and I feel much better about myself, knowing that I can be a better person. And this is a wonderful program. If I didn't have this program, then I would not have my kids.
For those interested in a program like this, it takes a lot of effort, but if you put that effort in, you're rewarded greatly and your life will change for the better.
The Council of Accountability Court Judges has a goal to expand accountability courts throughout the state so that any citizen in this state who needs an accountability court will have the opportunity to participate in a program.
For more information, visit athens-clarkecounty.com/courts.